All right, let's just get right into it. If your year has kind of gone off the rails, it's so easy to feel like it's a total write-off. But what if you could not just salvage it, but completely transform it using only the final 4 months? Well, today we're going to break down a powerful system designed to do exactly that.
The whole idea kicks off with this incredibly potent thought. Just let that sink in for a second. If a single month has enough power to save an entire year,
then what on earth is possible when you have 4 of them? September, October, November, and December. That's the challenge we're unpacking, a 4-month heads-down sprint to a completely new version of you.
Now, the core concept here is simple, but it is intense. Disappear. And no, this isn't about running away from your problems. It's about strategically pulling back from the noise to get laser-focused on some radical self-improvement.
you see, any kind of public reward always requires private effort. So these next 4 months, that's your private grind. The goal is to just put your head down, do the work when nobody's watching, and then reappear at the end of the year as someone people barely recognize. So where do we even start?
Everything, and I mean everything, starts with the physical. Not with some grand motivational speech, not with a vision board, but with your body. Think of it as the engine that's going to power this entire transformation.
It makes sense, right? You can't possibly have elite mental focus and resilience if your body is just running on fumes. High energy, physical strength, these aren't just nice-to-haves. They are the absolute, non-negotiable foundation for everything else. Think about it like this. Trying to run on pure motivation, it's like trying to push a bike for miles. You might get a little way down the road, but you're going to get exhausted, you're going to burn out. But building a strong, energized body, that's like filling the gas tank. It makes the entire journey not just sustainable, but actually possible. And if you need a little kick to get started, look at this. A study mentioned in the source material found that back in 1987, the average 70-year-old man had higher testosterone levels than the average 20-year-old does today. This stuff is critical for energy, for drive, for well-being, and it's something we've been losing. So how do you actually refuel that tank? Well, the advice is pretty straightforward. Get some direct morning sunlight before 11 a.m. for that crucial vitamin D. Clean up your diet. Start lifting heavy things to build real strength. And of course, make sleep a top priority. Simple but incredibly powerful. Okay, once the body's engine is firing on all cylinders, it's time to focus on the pilot. You know, a powerful body is pretty useless without a strategic, resilient mind to actually steer the ship. And this is the perfect way to think about it. You can have all the raw, unfocused strength of the Hulk, but it's not enough. To beat the really complex challenges in your life, your own personal Thanos, you need the intellect, the strategy, and the emotional control of a Tony Stark.
The source calls this the man's mentality. But look, it's a universal idea. It's about cultivating maturity, making decisions without being paralyzed by fear, and mastering your own emotional responses. And here's the key. This is not something that just happens when you get older. It's a skill. It's something you have to build through deliberate daily practice.
All right, so you're building a strong body and a sharp mind. Awesome. But how do you protect all that hard-earned progress from the drama and the distractions of the outside world? That is where step 3, your social strategy, comes in. So here are 4 clear rules to protect your energy. Number 1, avoid pointless arguments. Just don't engage. 2, be slow to make friends and even slower to make enemies. 3, speak less. Conserve that energy. And number 4, and this one is huge, ruthlessly ignore people and conversations that are just a waste of your time. This is all about building a fortress around your focus. This quote really gets to the heart of it all. Working just to prove someone wrong or to get back at somebody. That's a weak and honestly a draining motivation. Instead, you're challenged to look inward. What does that animal inside you, that core part of you, truly want, completely separate from anyone else's opinion? That's where you find the pure, powerful drive that will actually last.
And that brings us to the final and maybe the most powerful step of them all. This is the one that ties everything together. You can have the strongest body and the sharpest mind, but without this, the whole thing falls apart. It's all about mastering your time. To really get the power of time, just look at this number. Earning 1 rupee every second doesn't sound like much, does it? But when you compound that over a month, it becomes over 25 lakh rupees. The magic isn't in the single rupee, it's in the consistent application over time. And the exact same principle applies to your effort. The story of Roger Bannister is the perfect example. For decades, everyone knew it was physically impossible to run a 4-minute mile. It was a hard limit. But then, on May 6, 1954, Roger Bannister did it.
And the most amazing part? Once he shattered that mental barrier, thousands of other runners started doing it too. What we think is a limit is often just a failure to manage our efforts correctly over time.
So here's the big takeaway. Just working hard isn't going to cut it. You have to be strategic, you have to schedule, you have to plan, and you have to operate within the one framework you can't ever change: time.
And to make this super practical, there's a system called the Blueprint of Dreams. It's a really simple 3-column method: done, doing, and to do. But here's the trick. You apply it at every level. You have a daily list, a weekly list, and a monthly list. This is how you connect your smallest actions today to your biggest goals for the month.
And the end goal here isn't just to use this system. It's to internalize it so deeply that it becomes automatic. You practice it so much that planning and executing your day becomes as unconscious and natural as breathing. It just becomes your new default setting.
And all of this brings us right back to the beginning. With these 4 steps, fueling your body, forging your mind, navigating your social world, and mastering your time, your transformation can literally start right now. The clock is ticking, so the only question left is, who are you going to be on December 31st?